In this second tutorial video, I would like to build on some of the basic concepts using TinkerCAD that we covered in the first video. Reminder then, when you have your account set up, you will go in and I have some classes set up, and you were to put a file in your folder when you join the group for that class. One other thing you could look at under the gallery, if you click there, you will see a whole bunch of TinkerCAD files that other people have done that you can download and share. Remember, TinkerCAD is a cloud-based CAD software. CAD, computer aided design. The software aids you as a designer to do the 3D modeling that you want. Doesn't do the modeling for you. It's just a tool to aid you. Computer aided design, CAD. That's where it comes from. CAD. I went into the gallery, and of all the things, I happened to notice this truck. So when you click on a previous file, it asks you, do you want to tinker with this or download? I always just click tinker on it. What you'll notice, and I'm starting to learn more with TinkerCAD, because it's cloud-based, you get this sort of time delay. I'm just zooming out now. As it starts loading each of the different components, your file starts to grow, and sometimes you're thinking you're doing something wrong or what, because you don't see what's supposed to happen, and all of a sudden it starts to happen. Remember, in TinkerCAD, probably need a bit of patience depending on what kind of connection and computer you have, because all of this file stuff is stored in the cloud and it has to sort of pull it back and stuff. I'm going to go back in here. I can look at some of the previous done, but I'm going to go with a new design because I want to start showing you some more little tricks that will help you with your project work. When you open up in TinkerCAD, you see that little time delay. One of the first things, remember, I want you to go into edit the grid. We're going to try to work in inches, and the default I'm suggesting is the MakerBot replica, because eventually, if we get back into the classroom at school, the MakerBot replica is that 3D printer that we have in our classroom, and that's the one we're probably going to try to do some of this designing. Up here, you can put the file name. The last time I forgot and put it in at the end, but it's good practice to right at the beginning to give a file name. Mr. Meyer's second CAD file, or whatever I call it, I don't remember. TinkerCAD's kind of weird. It gives these crazy made-up names. If you don't give it a name, it comes up with some wonky names. I've never seen anything like that before. Navigation tools and all that you've seen before. I'm going to start again with some simple tools. Remember, if you click on the, let me just zoom in. If you click in on the black square, I used to think I wanted to make it longer this way. When you click on here, it's because it gets you to drag this way, which makes it long on the other side. So you have to kind of, it's counterintuitive in my mind, I don't know. But I'm going to just put it at 2.5, 2.5 inches. And then I go like that. And then you can roll around and look at the things. When you click on it, you can change the height. So I'm going to make it 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to make it 3/4 of an inch, and that's that. Again, when you click on it, you can change the color, whatever you want to do, doesn't really matter. And there's all those other tools that I've talked about before. A couple of things I didn't show in the first video, just to build on. You see these little arrows here, that is rotational arrow. And when you do that, you get this compass. And if you get the compass and then hold the mouse button down, if you stay inside of the compass, it will snap in 22, 45, 67, like so, in quarter rotations. It snaps if you want to rotate it. If you stay outside the compass with your mouse cursor, then you can move it in 1 degree increments, exactly what you want to do. So that little compass trick allows you to flip your shape around. I'm not going to rotate it now, but it's there. There's another one there and another one here. So you can do any of the 3 planes or any of the 3 dimensions and do a rotation however much that you want. What I'd like to show is how to go and make a hole in your box if you wanted to do that, because there's this hole option here and it's a little bit confusing, but watch what I do. If I do a cylinder, and I'm sure I'm doing it my way, this is the way I figured it out from some other videos and stuff. Probably there's other ways to do it, but I'm going to bring a cylinder in. I'm going to just move the cylinder into the space, and then I'm going to move it shape here. And here's the danger. If I do that, I lose the cylinder because I didn't stretch it equally. I can undo that or hit Control Z and I get back to where I want. Like a lot of software, you can just grab the corner and shape it like that, but sometimes you run the risk that you're not quite equally changing it. So I can do it. Like a lot of software, if you hold the Shift key, and I'm going to hold it down, you can trust that I'm doing that, and then what happens is it locks both of the two dimensions so that you can't move it around unequally. So the Shift key allows me to shape it differently like that. And then there's my shape again. Okay. Now, I'm going to just stretch it out so you can see what I'm trying to do. The next thing you can do is if you click on this and you hold the Shift key and click on this, I can put the two shapes together so that now they're working together. And there's this tool called Align. Line it up. Excuse me, right now it's not in the middle like I want. So if I click Align, these little black tab things show up. If I click this one, I want it to align the two shapes. It will automatically align them center to center that way. And it's still a little bit off left and right. So if I click this one, it's aligned. And then when I'm done, if I've done it right, it should be right in the middle, like I wanted it. So again, just to review, click on the two shapes, and you have to have both of them highlighted, and then you go here and click Align. I think in the first video I showed you how I can do the group command and put them together as one object, even though technically they're two different objects. Okay, so again, I could move it out of the way and get mixed up and like, oh, that's not what I wanted to. I'm going to align it, snap it back, boom, it's back where I wanted it to be. Now, next problem. I'm going to move this like that, and I want it to go all the way through. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted it to go all the way through, and I wanted to come out the bottom. How did I do that? I think, oh, I remember. I'm going to do this and push it down. And I'm going to stretch it up and then push it down. Yeah, there we go. Now it's coming out the bottom. And once I do that, I'm going to switch it to hole. And if you do that and you let go, you think, what does it mean to be a hole? You see over here they have that sort of shaded look. And you think, okay, I made a hole in it, but it looks almost like transparent glass or something. Just hash stuff for this watermark look or something. I'm not really sure what they're doing. And I thought, that's not really a hole. But then I went online and read some more video stuff. If you click on that shape, hold the Shift key and click this second shape, and then you go here and you group it. Because one shape's a hole and the other's a solid and you group it, and again, sometimes it takes a little bit, bang, there's your hole. So you have a solid shape and then you have a hole shape, or you can click that hole shape and then you have to group them, and that will group the hollow part and the solid part and make it look like a proper hole. So that's another little trick you can practice with to make your shapes. There's another couple of weird tools down here that I've played with. I used the text tool, and all I did was bring in some text, and then I had rotation problems, so I snapped it back to 90. I wrote in here whatever I'm doing, TVJ. Oops, what happened? wrote in here, I thought I did, TBJ rocks. And then I took that and I shrunk it down, and I could use the shift key. I could do a lot of things to shrink it down and bring it into the size that I want. And then what I did, I believe, was, yeah, I brought it. I always have to remind myself what I'm doing here. I think it's still too big. Something like that. And then I just, oops, still not right. And I just put it right here. Now you, oh, they're still quite far away. And then what I ended up doing, if I can remember how I did that, is I went and I extruded it all the way through to the other side. Oh, I won't do just that much, because remember it's cloud-based and it's going to remember all that location stuff. Then I switched it to whole. And then I clicked OK. And then I think I did something wrong. It's not working. But remember, it's cloud-based. I just have to wait a minute. And I hope, if it works, it will catch up when it communicates with the cloud-based server. And I hope this works. It will put the hole right through like I want it. I hope. I hope. Come on, come on. Solid. Right through. Let's go. While it's doing that, I'll see if it catches up. The other command I tried was this scribble command. And I came over here and I made a little scribble. And when you click scribble, you get this little drawing tool, a little window. And down below, you can't see it because this is in the way, there's this drawing stuff. So I go in here and say, okay, I'm going to just draw some funny shape. No reason, I'm just making it up. And I click like that, and you can see it here. Now I might have to scale it because of the size, but down here I'll click done. And then, oh, my stuff is still not come through. Then I can take this one, and again, I can go to the rotate command, and I can rotate it through here. I can come up into here. I will resize it a bit. And then I'm going to put it right here. Bring it up a bit. Let's see what it looks like. I'm still too big. Still too big. Bring it up. And bring it over. And again, I can go in here, grab it, and extrude it, or push it right through that, and switch it to whole. And then I'm going to click this shape. I'm still not sure why that other one didn't go, and I'm going to join. I'm going to group it together, and then it worked. Okay. Now, if I can just zoom in here. Yeah, you see it cut all the way through. So I must have made a mistake here. Let's go back to this one. I did this one, and with the green block, and then I group it. Maybe I forgot to group it. And then I click it off and wait for my cloud to catch up. And of course it doesn't. Oh, there, it worked. There we go. So it went right through like I did. I must have forgot something in that video. I'll have to go back and check. But there, it went right through. Okay, so that one went through, that one goes through. And there's many different shapes in TinkerCAD. It's pretty slick. You can start to go through all these different ones that you can bring in and then play with in the same way. And under here, it says basic shapes. I opened that up and I went down and looked at some of the other stuff. Under characters, look at all the stuff you could bring in. Okay, I'm going to put some glasses on mine. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could do that. And then you can use some of the tools and start growing and building your different shapes. One thing I didn't understand, under text and numbers, there's that text, but you've got all of these other letters. Well, why do we need all those? I'm missing something. You have the text tool, but I guess you have some of the other fonts, but there's so many different options to explore. Remember, it's cloud-based. I gave it a file name, and it's already saving as I go. And that's sometimes those time delay things or those lag things. Okay, that's it. I want you to give those tricks a practice, see some other tools. And again, I'm just showing you some of the basic stuff I'm figuring out. There are so many different things, and there are so probably many different tutorials online to show tricks that I haven't figured out yet either. All right, give it a go. Good luck.